There's truly only one way to master yourself, your body, and your emotions. And it comes down to one word and one word only. That word is discipline. Hello everybody, my name is Brett Faulkner. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about discipline and how you can implement it to be a more disciplined version of yourself. We're going to be talking about its definitions, we're going to be talking about my definition, we're going to talk about its benefits, and we're going to talk about how to implement it. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the definition of discipline. If you go to the dictionary, there's actually two definitions of discipline in the dictionary. The first is training people to obey a specific set of rules or a code of behavior, and the second is going to be a field of study. But those are not going to be the two versions of discipline that I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be talking about what discipline means to me. Now, my definition of discipline is much simpler than the dictionary definitions. My version of discipline is self-control. Being able to control yourself, your mind, your body, and your emotions are going to be what embodies self-control. Now that brings us to the benefits of discipline. The benefits of discipline are that you have a structure for your life. So when you have a structure for your life, it just makes things a heck of a lot easier. When you have an end goal in mind, you're able to do things at the beginning before you get to the goal that will allow you to get there. For instance, if you want to lose weight, you want to be a more fit version of yourself, you have to do things like eat right. You have to train. You have to, keep moving your body and doing things that will allow you to lose weight at the end. The second thing that is a benefit of the second benefit of discipline is respect. People are going to start respecting you more because you are now respecting yourself. You have to respect yourself enough to say no to things that do not align with your end goal. That is part of discipline. So my previous example of losing weight, you have to be able to say no to junk food. You have to be able to put yourself in that caloric deficit in order to lose the type of weight that you want to lose. And the third benefit is going to be emotional strength. Guys, you're going to become incredibly emotionally strong when you learn discipline. Emotional strength comes from that, like I was saying, the wherewithal to say no to things that don't align with you. Emotional strength is going to allow you to not be manipulated. It's going to allow you to not be sold things that you don't need. And it's going to allow you to think for yourself and do for yourself. So people that are emotionally manipulative, they use your emotions against you. So they use things like jealousy, they use things like envy, they use things like pity to emotionally manipulate you to do the things that they want you to do for you. Salespeople use your emotions against you. The media uses your emotions against you. So when you develop discipline and you're able to regulate and control those emotions, you're not going to fall victim to people who are emotionally abusive. You're not going to fall victim to the media's lies and manipulations, and you're not going to fall victim to people selling you products that you just simply don't need. Now that brings us to the third thing that I wanted to talk about today, and that is how do we implement discipline into our lives? Well, very simple. You have to come up with the end goal. What is the end goal? What is the end product that you want in your life? Like I said, losing weight, a better job, stronger relationships with people that you care about. When you come up with that end goal, you're able to then go to the beginning and start implementing a plan, implementing a step-by-step system that will allow you to get to that end product. So for losing weight, like I said, we're going to have to eat better. We're going to have to train more. We're going to have to move our body. For a better job, you're going to have to learn new skills, acquire some education, network. right? So you can see moving that plan along. If you want to have better relationships, that's the end goal. You're going to have to start investing time. You're going to have to start investing energy into people. You're going to have to start learning them better. You're going to have to be vulnerable with people. You're going to have to strengthen your connections with those people, right? That's what we have to do in order to get to that end goal. The most important part of implementing discipline is emotional regulation. You have to be able to regulate your emotions, not suppress your emotions, not become numb to your emotions. You need to learn how to regulate them because emotions are temporary. You're going to feel emotions. It's part of the human experience. If you didn't feel emotions, you'd be a robot. And that's not who we are. We're not robots, we're people. And that's what makes people beautiful. However, you have to learn how to regulate them because if you don't, other people are going to take advantage of those emotions. All right? Whenever you hear somebody say, oh, well, this person made me do it, well, you can rest assured that that person has no emotional regulation and that person is not very disciplined. So if you want to become disciplined, you're going to have to regulate your emotions. Emotions of laziness, emotions of procrastination, emotions of jealousy, envy, things like that, sadness. We need to be able to regulate our emotions, especially our negative emotions, because those are going to be the ones that come up and try to knock you off of your path of where you want to go for your end life product. Those negative emotions are going to try to knock you off their path. They're going to try their hardest to push you around and make you do things that do not align with your end product. All right, guys, let's recap of what we went over today. We went over the definition of discipline, what it means to me, some of its benefits, and how we can implement it so that we can become more disciplined versions of ourselves. Guys, that's going to do it for me. My name is Brett Faulkner. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. Turn on the bell notification so that you can be notified anytime I drop a new video, just like this one. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see me talk about anything in particular, drop a comment down below. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.